Welcome to the Kendy and Raybo podcast, episode 66, recorded in Kendy's box room.
Ray, I have a good name for the Bluetooth.
What?
On Fiacla Gurram. That's Bluetooth in Irish.
Yeah.
No, Fiacla has teeth. Blue teeth. What's singular of tooth in Irish?
Vehicle.
Vehicle.
That sounds like shite.
Vehicle matter. Vehicle, as a matter of fact.
Not only does your idea sound like shite, it also is...
It sounds like shite.
It's shite.
In the literal sense. Speaking of fecal matter, you're welcome to episode whatever, 66. 66.
Click,
The Kendy-
click.
Yeah. Oh, you done the bingo.
I did bingo in my time.
Did you do it? Did you ever
I did bingo. I used to do bingo in work. Whenever there'd be a social event, it'd all look me for me to do the bingo.
You'd be the bingo boy.
I'd be the bingo boy,
Oh,
yeah.
but, what did you have names for the numbers?
Well, how do you mean now?
As
I
in
did,
like
yeah. All the
illegitimate,
ones,
all
11.
my illegitimate children, number 13.
69 was a popular one.
Why?
People seem to be...
Very immature, Ray.
Sorry, folks, as well. We are joined here by Sensei.
Mr. B. Kendy.
Mr. Miyagi.
Yeah, we have Brendan Tierney is in the house because there's a good few bits and pieces coming up in Sligo that he knows more about than Kendy or Raybo do. He's going to go through some of them along the way.
Should we explain who Brendan Tierney is to those who might be just joining us?
Come on, you explain there.
Well, hello, I'm Raybo.
Okay, welcome Raybo. Thanks
And
for coming.
You're Kendy.
I'm Kendy. Thank you so much to Kendy for coming too.
Two lads in a box room.
That's right.
And then, once upon a time, a man named Brendan's Tierney, we added the possessive on that. He came along and he decided to help us out. And he talked about taking money off us. Didn't you?
Yeah.
No, you talked about giving me money.
No, you said like normally because you do this kind of thing for a
Well,
living.
as a job, yeah.
Yeah, it turned out we couldn't get a grant, so we didn't pay him.
But we held you off good and long. Yeah, just waiting on tax clearance there, Tierney, now. Yeah, we'll be able to
Guard
get
the
back.
vet and all that.
Ray's waiting on tape to come in, Tierney. I guarantee you
Yeah,
that we'll
I'm
have two
waiting on
grand.
tax refund.
I see the dampness in the corner of the bedroom there, so I was claiming in that.
Anyway, so go on.
Tierney came on board then to kind of give us the wee hand.
Yeah.
And it's
I'm more
marvellous.
of a plague, of really, like.
Yeah,
do.
but we need that plague in our life because we wouldn't have done all
No,
in
nothing.
terms of life. Nothing. Because
Probably
we'd
wouldn't
be,
still even be doing this.
yeah, we'd be sitting there scratching me bag playing PlayStation, like if it wasn't for Tierney coming in and say, come on, to hell will you?
Yeah.
So we appreciate that a lot. That goes a long way, that kind of thing.
You're like a mammy that kind of, sees the good in the sons. And
Yeah.
they don't see the good in themselves and you just push us.
But yeah, and it's time you get off the tit now, though, in fairness.
That's very true. Or start paying you, one or the other.
Well, gladly, yeah, if you want to do that. There's no problem. But this is possibly one of the coolest projects I have some little involvement in. So it's great.
Yeah, you just let us be the creative geniuses and then you just push us in behind. I'm sorry, you let me be the creative genius and then you push Ray along.
Yeah, bring me up to scratch. Do you know what's really making my evening? You're sitting there, dressed as a man, with a black wig that you'd see on top of Cher's head.
Yeah, well.
Would she be Cher?
It's not a wig on Cher's head though.
But it'd be Cher when she was back with Sonny.
Sonny who?
Sonny Bono.
Sonny your man.
Is that
That's you
Sonny
too.
Bono?
I don't have a clue his surname.
How do you not know?
Come out of it.
Sunny
lad.
Day.
It's not Sonny Day. That's just...
Sunny Day. But come here, do you want to explain to me why you have this yoke in
Why
your
have
head?
you a wig in your head?
Oh, well, okay.
Besides why it's really entertaining to
Well,
look at you.
tonight we were doing a rehearsal for our upcoming pantomime, which is on next week.
And
I like how he did that.
now,
Oh, you stuck the wig on so you can get the plug. Oh, you shameless bastard, you.
what's the panto? What's the panto, Tierney?
It's The Return of Dracula. It's by the Coley Drama Group.
Who's Dracula?
Misha.
Get away.
Oh. Yeah.
You got a lead role.
Oh, yeah.
I'm sitting here in a room with two lead actors.
I'll tell you.
I tell you, this is getting big now.
Hey Ray, man, you must feel very minuscule right now. Like two lead actors here, man.
Yeah.
What's your bit again in the?
And I'm a bigger man than both of you put together, I'd say. You know?
Yeah,
We won't
physically.
dispute that.
You know,
no.
Yeah.
physically.
Yeah, physically that's true.
Wider than
He's
you
twice
anyway.
the man of any of us.
So you're doing Dracula, and you are Dracula.
Yes. Yeah.
That's great. I saw them. You sent me on a picture of you with the makeup on.
Yes, quite
And it says
disturbing.
Kendy in typical Kendy fashion. When did they put the makeup on?
Yeah.
Yeah. But I actually didn't think they'd make it look worse than you actually look.
Ray, that's vicious,
Well,
boy.
but that's
Do you know something? You're disgusting, man.
Yeah, look at he just doesn't understand our wit with
Yeah,
being lead actors.
that's
He wouldn't
weird,
get it.
mate. You're
you know?
not
Try
up
and
for it.
take you down a
You're not
small
up.
bit.
You're not up to scratch. When is the panto?
Okay, well, I don't want to be too obvious in the plug, but yeah, it's
Go on.
Galway Drama Group, and that's who I started ever a few years ago doing any bit of drama stuff.
Right, okay.
And it's on in Anderson's.
In Anderson's?
Yes, in Anderson's.
The
The great,
tremendous
tremendous
event centre.
variety event centre.
Tremendous event centre,
It's a
yes.
tremendous event centre here.
So it's the first time Anderson's ever had live theatre.
Oh, lovely.
And it's the first time Galway Drama have ever gone into town. They used to do it in their own hall, but this year it's just unavailable.
I used to do every single, well, no, not every single year. I did a lot of Galway pantos.
Did you?
I did abroad in the hall. It was marvellous because...
No, I was going to say you'll know the standard then. If
I do
charity's
indeed,
useless.
yeah.
You've seen me doing it, so
I think I've seen you. The best thing about the Galway anything was that at the end, at the last night, they get a load of pizza. I used to love that. And the loads of tea and mini rolls and biscuits out the kitchen.
Yeah.
Marvellous.
nothing about the great entertainment, singing,
great,
dancing.
yeah,
No,
no.
fucking pizza, right?
Well, I have to. I was doing the sound. That was stressful.
But it's a proper local, rural drama group. But don't get me wrong, it's still
a fancy part of Sligo.
Fun, yeah, and there's young kids from school in it as well. But it's bit of adult laughs and gags in it as well.
So it's not a Christmas panto though.
No, it's not Christmas. No,
Bit late for Halloween.
Yeah, well,
What happened there?
Someone got the calendar wrong. They
Was there
tore out the wrong
licensing
month.
rights, sir?
We should have told you this, Brendan, man. Ray hits the really cutting questions. Ray's like the Tuberty of the show.
Why are you doing a Halloween panto after Halloween?
Well, it's the return of Dracula. That's the name of the panto.
Yeah,
so
he came back.
Just when you thought he was gone,
That was a
he's
bit
back.
like Jesus to me.
Yeah, because he went to Australia for 2 weeks.
Right.
Yeah, he went to Bondi Beach and now he's back. He comes back in November.
I'm fully
then.
tanned in this.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
And what's the premise of the story for people
well,
who'd like to go see it?
He's essentially looking for a new bride. And it takes us on a journey. And there's a lot of random
Could
other
I ask
panto
what happened to the last bride?
exhaustion.
Oh. Is that true?
Yeah, cleaning the house too much.
Oh, I thought it was something
I
else.
thought it
wrong
was
with
exhaustion
You're
as they'd come up.
dirty.
You'd oh, man.
And I actually really thought it was the general thing of, he sucks your blood. Do you know? Right out of you.
Yeah. No,
Ray,
so-
that's a different... I was thinking of a way different Dracula I saw before too.
What did you see before?
No, nothing. It wasn't on the dark web. Don't worry about it. It wasn't.
What date are these? What dates
It's
are
on
these?
next week, which is Wednesday, Thursday, and Saturday. So there's a night off in the middle because King Kong Company are playing.
All right, and that's nothing to do with Dracula.
No, I might go in and do a song.
I love that it turned up for us.
Yeah, or there was bits of the set left in the stage, while King Kong coming
Yeah,
in.
yeah.
Like it's almost coming into like a rural Ireland pantomime. Lads, we're going to move this dressing table off. No?
Why is there the flying mouse in on the stage?
What's
we
with the
just thought
coffin, lads?
I'm after stepping on fake tees. So that's coming up. Come here. That is typical what I think Tierney is. Doing a Dracula pantomime that I didn't really know feck all about. But you said you start your day at 7 o'clock. Do you want to talk people through a Tierney day?
Today, you only because you asked me now. I'm not going
Sorry.
on. I'm not going to like the Irish mother saying, well, I'm up now since
No,
7 o'clock."
listen.
Just today.
You haven't told me this yet, so I want you to tell Kendy what Tierney did today, right? Talk me through
in
the
my
Tierney
other
day.
day job, but I'm not dressed like Cher, aka Dracula. I'm a driving instructor.
Right.
So I was up at 7 this morning. I had a pupil with a lesson and a test, and then I had another
At
couple
7?
of lessons. I had to get up at 7 because they were starting the thing at 8:25, so I had to be there with them at 8 o'clock.
Did the pass?
They did.
Oh!
That would have been awful awkward in the panto if they didn't. They did.
That's
thankfully.
morning traffic too. That's
Yeah.
tough.
Yeah, no, in fairness now, they brought them out Ballasadair route. So
Oh, that's all right.
tip to
Lovely.
anyone, if you get an early morning test, make sure you've practiced the Ballasadair route. 'Cause
No.
it's very common.
Yeah,
I
heard
won't
it
even
here
charge
first.
you for that tip.
And they said this podcast was getting too local. Huh? Shout out to all the foreign listeners.
You want to go out by Hayes there, out by Ballygawley. Take
Just
a left
at
at Hayes.
Kuala Lumpur.
Right. There's a 3-pointer at Hayes' lads. I'm only telling you now.
on,
so then what did I have then? I had another 2 lessons, and then I had meetings because I'm working with Sligo Bid to do the Christmas lights on November the 30th
No way.
in town.
Are ya?
Yeah, so I'm helping
What's the bid?
coordinate.
I don't- see-
Sligo Bid, the Business Improvement District.
See, I feel like Matt Cooper, pulling you on all this. What's bid?
Bid is the Sligo Business Improvement District, and without boring people that aren't from Sligo, it's essentially an
Something
extra
you told us
business
not to do
no,
on this
no,
podcast.
it's a business group. I'm not even part of it. It's people who own business in town and they
they're
pay rates.
they're putting up
and
the
they put a
Christmas
pool
lights.
of money together, and then this bid group then help out festivals or putting on Paddy's Day parade or Christmas lights or doing up different things in town, all that kind of stuff. So I'm working with them to kind of coordinate the day. Now, they don't have a huge budget, but we're building it each year. Since about 3 years ago, there was about 30 people outside the city hall. So it's just kind of building and building. So this year is going to be street performers and Ocean
Could I
FM are
ask
going to
you-
be there all day. So there'll be a bit of crack with that. So I was dealing with that then as well.
Have you any involvement in the type of Christmas lights that are bought?
No, not at all.
Can I
Why,
ask
do want
you,
to-
Kendy?
Is this the vagina lights?
No. What?
Because Ray,
What's a vagina light? Come back. We'll stop right there now.
It's like a nightlife for sex
interrogate
addicts.
that one. What is that?
There's the name of this podcast right there. There's some lights in Sligo. I think I don't know if they still have some of them, but someone just said, "What do you think of the
I
big
remember
ovaries?"
them. Oh, I remember them.
Yeah.
You're right.
Yeah.
They looked like things.
Yeah,
And they had to take them down.
Well, I don't think they had to take them down. No, they just moved them to different places.
Places people wouldn't recognise
The
them.
red light district is Sligo.
Or outside the Catholic Church.
No,
No
sure.
one
they're
know them at
outside the
all.
labour ward now down in the hospital.
The red light is Sligo, just out by Hazes again. Take the right turn.
Can I ask you, lads, would you be...
Yeah, because we've got through this before, Ray. You have a very particular set of Christmas lights.
I
that
just
you
like anything with colour.
You like colours.
I love coloured.
And you like
As in not
tinsel.
white.
We shouldn't be talking about Christmas this early.
Yeah, I know. But
Alan,
we
I'm
are.
almost done. I'm sorry.
Yeah, but we are
He's
now.
upset
We're
with
into
that
it
now.
already.
I had more lessons then.
More lessons.
And then I was home and doing stuff with the kids.
When did you do the jiu-jitsu?
Did you just... No, that
The
was...
junkie jiu-jitsu. You
I
do
had a
that, too,
paper
don't you?
mache class and then origami at 3.
So then you got home with the kids.
Home, and then my wife was heading to Dublin, so I was
Right.
with the boys, and then I had to collect my dad, who came down from Galway in the bus. So I had to
Right.
try and coordinate that. I was supposed to go to a meeting with the Corja guys.
That's right.
To organise another gig. I was supposed
I
to plug
went
that in
to
a
it.
while.
Lads,
Yeah.
I'll tell you, this podcast gone to shite. This is possibly the localest we've ever got. Let's talk to a local man about what he
Corja, an
did today.
international arts festival that anyone can come to from
Yeah,
around the
but
world.
that's a good point because the Corja Festival. I went to that Corja Festival meeting, right?
Yes.
And we have a small part to play in that Corja Festival, Ray. You weren't there, no. Kendy was representing.
Oh, you're going to have to tell them all about that.
Yeah.
When I
So-
take off my jumper, because it's getting
Well,
roasted in here.
This is coming up very, very, very quick. So
Yeah.
on the 28th of November, Raybo. Isn't it? 28th November, Tierney?
Thursday fortnight.
Thursday fortnight, the 28th of November, we're doing another great crack quiz along with some other very, very, very good friends of ours. There's a girl called Rebecca Kendy.
Is her name
Oh
Rebecca
my God,
Kendy?
two Kendys in the one list.
No relation.
Right. Okay.
Well, she's Kennedy, you're Kendi, so it could
Terry's Markey is there.
Right.
He's a fine Sligo comedian. MC John Caleri, Wicca Wicca on the decks. He's going to be MCing it. He's
Right.
great crack as well.
be Aaron Fox.
Aaron Fox is doing it as well. Tara's organising it.
Yes.
Fair play to her.
Yeah.
And Tierney, you're also a part of the organisation of this.
Yeah, well, I'm on the board of Corja.
Oh, he's on the board of Corja
You're
as
board
well.
of that as well.
I
Come
really
here, man.
just said that to get your reaction.
Is there a board you're not on, man? He's on board the morning now, whatever.
Board's Planola. That's the only...
Fucking hell, man.
So we're doing a quiz
We're doing a quiz
on the 28th of November in
Yes.
the Tremendous Event Centre.
in the Anderson's Tremendous Event Centre in Sligo.
We're back there again.
It's on at 8 o'clock, lads. On the button now. We're starting
Right.
without you. Be there at 8 o'clock.
And is it a kind of a bingo loco thing with quiz questions?
Kind
is that what we're
of.
talking about?
It's pretty much that idea.
Right.
So if you enjoyed Kendy and Raybo's last quiz, we're going to be part of this one as well, doing a couple of rounds. It'll be tremendous crack.
Can we give away a dildo?
Ray, if you mention
Oh,
a dildo
Jesus.
one more time to me, boy. If you
I
want
just-
to back into something, back into it on your own time.
Yeah, if I hear beeping coming out of your bedroom, Ray, I know he's reversing onto something.
All right, okay.
Christ almighty, man.
Okay, family show. Don't forget the mother listens to this.
Yes.
You know?
The key thing about that quiz is it is not like a normal quiz.
Is it money? Do you have to pay
Come
money
in
to
for
get
the
into
crack
it?
and a night's of entertainment rather than like, oh, go to study
Do you
up
have
on me
to pay
questions.
money to get into it?
Yes, it's €7 a head on tables of 4
And that go so €7 per head,
per head.
and you have to have 4. Do you have
So
to
if you
have
have
4?
two heads,
Yeah, I'm
like,
sure you don't have to, but it's 28 quid a table, so you
Oh,
can do it that
okay.
way.
Yeah.
€28
Yeah, and it's
table.
all going to Corja Arts Festival, which is on every July.
It's on every July.
and there's prizes and all kinds of stuff involved, like.
Oh yeah, dildos.
So, and like, there's an incentive to win. Like, if you, like, the more than our own quiz that we done a while ago, like, there is an incentive to win that fucking thing.
There is.
It's not
People do
just
get
crack. You
competitive.
actually
Not
win
just
something, but
dildos.
it will be enjoyable.
Will there be a crew of very trustworthy people marking the questions?
I would
once they have
assume
been
so.
answered?
I would
Right, that's
assume so.
important. Notice that the last time.
Yeah.
Yeah, you need to have the trustworthy heads on the marking.
Yeah,
They
like-
will be independent adjudicators.
Yeah, yes,
Can
they were
my
on
whole
Crime Call
family
there a
win
few
this
weeks
one?
ago.
Can my whole family win this one? Like we did the
Oh,
last
well,
one?
no, they'll be barred.
Yeah, they're not allowed in. They're not
I
allowed.
heard that was on Crime Watch the following week.
Yeah, man.
This
they're-
family, they go around frauding quizzes.
If you go to any quiz in rural Ireland now, their faces are up on the door ready to go in. Do not let these in. The McAndrews raiding quizzes up and down the country. Anyway, look, that's the Corja thing.
Yep.
Very subtly thrown in there.
Kendy.
Let she go on.
What happened in your week?
What do you mean?
What happened in your week?
Nothing.
I haven't been chatting to you in a week.
I know, yeah. Ray, you had some big business, boy, down in Dublin, and I haven't been on to you at all since. And I have been arsing around, man, not knowing what to do, twiddling me thumbs.
All right.
No, I'm just, to be honest, it's been a tough week because me and Ray usually don't get in contact, but we do see each other the odd time along
Try
during
not to
the week. Yeah. But I spent a full week without Raybo, genuinely without Raybo.
Yeah.
Since Thursday.
I had big business. Oh, the abs went in the van. I
Did you
now
blow
have
the
no
abs?
abs in myself, and I have no abs in my
I was
van.
going to say, never heard.
What's an ab in a van?
It's ABS.
Oh, right.
Yeah.
Oh, the abs.
Yeah, the abs apparently is gone in the van.
The assisted brakes.
So he
The
left it down to
assisted brake
Rom
system.
there, and they're going to fix it.
Or did Ram fix up the abs in the van for you?
Would you love to drive the van up to Rom?
Hey.
Tony, will you look at the abs, will you? Man,
Well,
Tony.
And come here, you want to get rid of that truck, man? Get yourself a Skoda.
No, I don't. I love the van.
What?
I
It
love
doesn't
the van.
love you anymore, Ray.
It does love me. It's just it's going through a tough time.
Well,
It's going through some changes.
right.
We'll call it
puberty.
in the van's
Has
life.
it
It's the
sounded a bit
midlife
deeper
crisis.
lately? has
Right,
it?
so it's going through. The van is about to buy itself a Porsche. The van is about to buy a motorbike.
And crash into a young one just so I can touch one.
The van went down to River Island and bought a leather jacket, and it's all about getting a Kawasaki. I don't know how to stop
That's
it.
essentially what the mechanic told me.
Right.
Mickey Stencils was telling me, yeah, you're going to have some trouble with her now over the next couple of
Mickey
years.
Stencils?
Yeah, Mickey Stencils. Mickey Stencils.
That sounds like a savage Royal Ireland name. You want to go down and see Mickey Stencils with
Yeah,
that?
his signage company as well. Brings in the van, it goes out. I didn't ask for that.
graphic designer or something.
Yeah, but the average Mickey Stencils would be the opposite of a graphic designer because that's how Irish nicknames work. Like
Yes, yeah.
they'd
yeah,
call
yeah,
your man, oh, that's Timmy the Hat. Why? Well, I've never seen him wearing a hat,
yeah.
so they called him Timmy the Hat. Anyway, talk to us about Mickey Stencils. He
But
said-
that's all there was. Just Mickey said there'd be trouble with that van now over the next couple of years.
and then you're not going to get rid of it. Then
and you're
so
going to keep it.
Huh?
why would you get rid of it? And why
Because
don't you?
I had a van before. I had a Toyota Hiace, little green Toyota Hiace.
Oh man, I would love to see the head new man.
All
with
right,
that.
and she was an awfully reg, beautiful.
It was awfully rotten, I'd say, man.
Anyway, this van at the time it started giving me trouble,
Right.
and we sold it. And I have to this day. This was back in 2003. We sold it.
Right.
Right. To this day, that van is shagging driving around Ballina.
Yeah.
So
Taking over.
there's nothing wrong with it.
Yeah.
It was just to give me a bit of trouble, and I panicked, freaked out. I said, "Oh, jeez, look at it on then." So
Yeah.
from now on, I keep stuff unless I crash it.
Yeah, but did you want But
That
Ray,
happens a lot.
but Ray, it should be just because you sold it doesn't mean that. So you're saying I sold that van better break down the next year and be
That's
dead.
evil.
No, but
That's
it's
not
just-
nice.
But why are you telling me to get rid of my van?
Because it should keep driving. Fair play to us.
Yeah, but you have to keep doing the bit of repairs on it.
It is actually a nice van, Ray.
Yeah.
But like, would you not trade yourself?
No,
To a nice new one, though.
myself.
Huh?
Have
She
the
can't. It's
credit
bad
card.
now when I was downstairs in the laptop trying to download a feckin' Whitesnake album, and both my payment yokes were declined. Isn't that bad? Now, mind you, it was because some of the expiry dates were out and we won't get into it. But
Right.
nonetheless, it was tricky to buy an album.
So you can't even buy a van.
So I can't be buying a van, no.
And did you get the ABS fixed on it?
No, he has to order in the abs.
He's ordering a pair of new abs, and he's still driving
it's
it
a
with bad
6-week
abs.
training
on it.
course.
I'm driving her now without the abs.
And sure, is that not dangerous?
No, it's nice yellow hue coming off the dashboard from all
Right,
the lights
okay,
that
you'd
are
be sham-
flashing at me.
Oh, right.
All right, okay.
So like
She'd-
a mobile disco, literally.
Yeah.
She'd like a Christmas tree.
She like Christmas. I was like, Christmas came early in the van.
What are you doing when the night they turn on the lights in town? Could you park it up the middle of O'Connell Street?
Ray, I'm going to give you an image in your head now to try and change your mind, right?
Okay.
You've just finished your work Friday evening. You come out of the governmental. You've given
Department
all
of Government, yeah.
the Department of Government. You've given all the houses away that you can.
Yeah.
People are happy, right?
All Ireland housing raffle.
Right? You walk out.
Yeah.
Your car is parked. You hit the little button and it goes.
My
Boop, boop.
car.
Listen to me.
Okay.
You walk out and it goes. Boop, boop. You have nothing to do for the weekend, and you hop into a 132 Skoda.
Oh, you're trying to send me your yoke.
Right?
I wouldn't buy you your yoke.
Why not?
Because the seats in it, it's like sitting on stone.
What you on about, man? They're the finest.
You
seats.
have the cheap Skoda. You have the budget line medium
Man,
no,
mediocreness.
That 1.6 TDI, man, is revved up to the gills, man. That's 96 brake horsepower.
No, it's not shite.
Yes, it is, man. That's
I seen you struggling on the old Limerick
I
bypass.
have, man. Listen,
Like you made a
if
bad
you
night.
give that car 3 mile, it'll overtake Anton. Trucks, tractors.
3 miles,
If you give
sorry.
it 3 miles, though.
Huh? That thing goes 0 to 60 in 28 seconds. That's a bit. What's wrong with you, man, with the Skoda now? Because I can see the bitterness. I can hear the bitterness in your voice. You won't be able to handle the power of the 1.6 96 brake horsepower engine underneath you. That's
I'll
what's
tell you
wrong
what
with
now
you.
we'll do
And
tonight.
you're not used to sitting on the floor, man, because she's specked out to the gills,
Do you know
man,
what we'll
with the
do
sports
tonight
thing.
now? As
Go
soon
on.
as we're finished here,
Yeah,
we're going to tip out to that dual carriageway.
yeah,
And we're going to bring the shit brown Skoda and the van.
right.
And we're going to drag race the shit out of it.
Yeah.
Need for speed, man.
And
Who
I
do you think
I
you
know
are?
you're gonna
the
put the wig
driving
back.
instructing car. That'll look totally legal.
Man, who are you, Vin Diesel? Huh?
You're going to put the wig back on, Tierney.
Yeah.
Right? You're going to park the driving instructor car on where you're not supposed to park it. And you're going to wave some sort of a
Yes.
flag in
No.
your underpants.
I'll wave
Lift
the
up
wig.
your
I'll
top.
wave the wig.
And away we go.
We're going to put a little pair of hot pants on you and an American flag t-shirt.
Are we still on about the drag race?
Huh? No, we are, man, and I school you out of it, man. You be Vin Diesel, I'm Paul Walker, right? He was cooler. He better looking, that fella.
But you see, I'll have an advantage.
Why will you have an advantage?
You would be stuck with the abs. I won't have no abs. I'll be free.
Yeah, you'd be straight into a wall, boy, with no abs on you.
The next Fast and Furious is going to have Vin hybrid.
Electric cars. Is it? So when
Did you come up with that there?
I know, thank you. Yeah. We gotta
very good.
get the fire extinguisher. Get the quick. If you're buying a Skoda, get a Superb.
Two
because you
leaves.
can double up and have a funeral business as well. The boot's that big in them.
In what? In the Skoda?
Yeah, Skoda Superb.
Yeah, but she's not a hatchback, Tierney, though. Listen, I feel like you're not getting the point. Can everyone just listen to Kendy for a sec? You're not listening to me. You're not getting the point, boy. You want a hatchback.
Why?
I'll tell you why. Because it doesn't matter how big your boot is, man, if the fucking gap is only a foot. When you're trying to put speakers into your car like Kendy is every day, out there making bank, bringing home the Uncle Benjamins to Nicola and saying,
Obviously not enough that he can't afford a Superb.
say, hello, fill up the mattress, Nick. Go up there and fill up the mattress again. There's
This
another
mattress-
12.
Maybe the seats in the car are hard because they're full of cash.
Listen to me.
Is
you're
that
not
why they're full of cash?
You're not getting it, lads. You're not getting it. Why would you get a Superb, man, when you can't open the boot? You can open the boot, all right. A big, massive boot. You can't fit nothing into it.
Yeah, but the seats are essentially wood with a little bit of leather put on the front, on the top of it.
Right.
That's the problem. It's like a wooden bench, and you've just covered it in leather.
Yeah, but there is no leather in my car, man. She budget job. Now.
There's
no
It's not budget, man. It's better than leather. I don't know what it is.
Shut up about it now, in fairness now.
No,
I'm not buying the
It's
car.
kind of an Aldi rather than a Deals version.
I wouldn't sell it to you now, man, because I don't feel like you appreciate it enough.
I don't appreciate
You can
it.
only sell that car to someone who appreciates the car and what it is like. That car is a weapon.
It's about one step away from being gutted. That's essentially the interior.
Huh?
It's
Well, I tell
the
you, man-
most minimalistic interior I've ever seen in a car
Man,
in my
if,
life.
it's because you said that, man, I'm gutted now. It has a full screen.
Do you know Top Gear when they strip down the car so they can last longer across the desert?
That's exactly what happened with the
obviously-
Skoda.
Was that on Top Gear, that car, no?
I'll tell you what, man, James may fuck off if he thinks he's going driving that joke. He wouldn't be able for us.
Right, another point.
Go on.
Above in Sweden,
Right.
I know we're going off completely off
Well,
topic.
yes.
That's what I
Strange,
do.
you know.
That's
Above in
sad.
Sweden, right? No, I know it's Sab. Above in Sweden, apparently where all the students to be living on the campus, right?
Right.
At 10 o'clock, they can all roar and shout.
Brilliant. Why?
And that means that they'll hear
Why?
other
They
people.
just walk out and start shouting for no reason.
No, they'll be sitting in their room, in their what do you call rooms when you're a student?
A bedroom.
A bedroom, yeah.
That was a tough one, right?
You're on about St. Bridget's banning the slow, man. That's not Sweden.
But they can all shout. Everybody's allowed at 10 o'clock in the evening. They can shout as much as they want for a minute. They can roar and scream and shout.
Can't fall.
Because it allows all the other students to know that they're not the only ones going through tough times doing the study.
Eat my... Why is everyone so obsessed with being anxious?
That's apparently that's a real thing.
Why is that a real thing, though? What's wrong with you blonde-haired bastards?
I know. Look at it. Yeah.
You lunatics.
Good
Why-
looking blonde hair. What's wrong with them? They're
Like-
still whinging.
Yeah,
That's-
they've not to be given out about the Swedes.
It's just a fact I heard that in Swedish colleges, apparently now I've done no research in this story,
They-
obviously.
listen.
I picked it up somewhere, I can't even remember where I heard
It's
it.
probably not even true, man, with the
But
research we do.
imagine though, at 10 o'clock, it's above in the IT. What's the place up beside the IT?
The Grove.
Glencarry,
The Grove.
Yeah,
up in the
imagine
Grove.
those started roaring and shouting at 10 o'clock for a
that-
minute.
Yeah, but sure, what happens? I'd be anxious with that, like, everyone roaring and shouting. Is that not the boy who cried wolf, though?
Huh?
Because if everyone's out there roaring and shouting, and then all the Swedish people are going, oh, thank God the students are grand up above. So what if there's a serial killer go around butchering the whole lot of them? And they're all
actually true.
they're roaring and shouting, and the cops are going, oh no, it's grand. They're just, no, that's what they do up there.
That's the 10 o'clock shout.
Huh.
That's very true.
The boy who cried anxious.
But I think they did that in rural Ireland years ago at around 9 o'clock in the evening when the news came on. Every father in Ireland go, shh, shh.
I suppose, yeah. That's true.
So that was their
Do you want
moment.
to hear that as
The
much?
owl lads are still alive anyways.
Yeah.
Their sound.
Right, is it time for me to get into my story?
Get into your story, Raybo.
Ladies and gentlemen, it's that time of the week where I get into my story.
Go on, get into your story.
Getting into my story.
Raybo's story.
Raybo story, are you ready?
Go on.
Well, you've asked 6 times, so we
Yeah.
are now.
Ray, have you a story for us?
I have actually. I have
No,
a story.
get into your story,
Yeah.
Ray.
It all started on Saturday.
Right,
I went to a christening.
right.
Have you been at a christening lately?
I've had 2 of them myself.
Have you?
You got christened twice.
Didn't do it right the first time.
The beast. I only went to one Christian recently enough. Jan,
Yeah.
me godson.
That's right. Yeah, no, I was at a christening. I hadn't been in a christening in a while. And I'd forgotten there's so much to it, like. There's rubbing bits of oil on the head and there's splashing water and then there's the priest puts the hand on the head and all that sort of stuff. Just
Right.
Yeah. Anyway, that was the christening.
That's the story.
That's not the story.
I thought so.
after
I was going, Ray, jeez, I tell you, I had a quiet week, boy.
After the christening,
Go on.
we went for the dinner.
Right.
Yeah, and I have to say a big shout out there to Barry's O'Sullivan
Barry's O'Sullivan's.
and Grace and the little baby Emily who got the Holy Spirit up inside in her. That's what I wrote in the card anyway. Congrats on getting the Holy Spirit up inside in you.
Yeah, that's kind of trying to be gangster rap and Irish in the one time.
Yeah. So we went to the Ocean Sands in Enniscrone for a drop of dinner. And we were sitting there and Grace's mammy got to talking about something.
Right.
Tinder.
All right.
Right.
Is Grace's mammy on Tinder?
Oh, no, Grace's
What?
mammy is in Barry's partner, wife, mother.
Partners.
Yeah.
Yeah, partners.
So,
mother, yeah.
like, you mean, it's not like, what age is this lady I'm saying? It's
Ah,
a granny,
she'd
like, it's
be-
an older lady.
She'd be, a slightly older lady.
Yeah,
She'd be
okay,
Grace's
okay.
mammy, like.
Right.
No more.
Okay,
Yeah.
I just didn't know who's which. I didn't know
Yeah,
it was
but
Grace
she
the
started
baby.
talking about Tinder and I was a bit surprised.
Is Grace's mammy on Tinder?
She wants to get on Tinder.
What?
Yeah.
Jesus.
And Ray wants her to get on Tinder.
I don't want to. I was intrigued when she brought it up. And she kind of said, "Jeez, I must try out the old Tinder. I must get on it now." And I said, "Great." And then I asked her, I said, "Would you have any idea then what photos you'd use?" Because this kind of got me into things. Because, you have only 5 or 6 photos to kind of grab the attention.
Oh, yeah.
And
No,
so
one.
we were talking to her then
Yeah,
about
Kendy
what...
wouldn't know anything about that.
I played Tinder loads of times.
You've played.
I have played Tinder loads of times. I love it. It's my favourite. It's my favourite game.
Tinder surprise.
We've more than one name for this podcast. Anyway, we were just saying to her that there was good crack knocked out of her at the table because we said you're going to have to, for starters, don't put up a picture with all your friends.
Right.
Do you know? Don't have all the girls at the bingo. Don't have a big picture of you all at the bingo.
Yeah.
Just you need a picture of you.
Because boys are playing a guessing game then.
Exactly. You're playing
Yeah.
a guessing game. You're 3 or 4 photos in, you can't figure out who it is.
Yeah.
Right. Second thing, you need the old active shot. You know, where you're out hiking or doing
Oh,
something.
yes.
You
Top
do-
Ben Bulbin job.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
wearing-
Yeah, Ben
wearing-
Fulton.
Ben Fulton.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Now, another one you need the friends one then out on the night out.
Right,
Just
no.
sure you have the friends.
But you're saying that the friend shot is the third one in.
I would leave it, and I wouldn't even have too many in it, but just a kind of a sociable friend shot where they're out.
Right.
So this was the advice that
She likes socialising.
This was the table giving her the advice.
Yeah.
This was all coming in from all sides.
I
There was
so-
cousins and uncles and aunts and Barry and the whole lot all chipping in this.
I'm close to swiping right already. Keep going. You have me.
Right. And then the last one then was the swimwear shot.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Okay. Tongue bikini. They're
She
huge
said-
now, man.
and she said that she could combine the active one and the swimwear one, and she could do a photo of her out hanging out the washing.
So she's wearing activewear, but she's hanging a swimsuit on the line.
She could do that, yeah.
So you could
Oh,
go, oh, I
right.
wonder what she'd look like in this swimsuit.
Yeah, suggestive.
Okay.
So she wouldn't have to
No.
go the whole way.
So she was in that swimsuit. She's washing
Yeah.
it now.
She also asked us about Grindr.
Right.
She obviously didn't know.
well,
Did she ask you specifically?
Well, she
or was
kind of
there a
said, "What
reason?
about Grindr? Is that worth looking at?"
She doesn't mind.
I said, "No, I don't think so."
What she gets. She doesn't mind at all. That's it all. Just company's what she's looking for.
It was good crack, and I thought that was going to be the end of the Tinder conversation for the weekend. Jesus, was I wrong?
Right.
I was told a story at the weekend.
Got dark. Do you want to wear the black wig?
I love Ray stories, lads.
And I don't know will I do this justice at all. This might be an absolute heap of a story, but I'm going to try and do it justice.
Back yourself, Ray.
I will. I'll try and back
Back yourself, boy.
A person I know, she's a girl, and I've known her from years and years and years ago.
Okay.
And I just got chatting to her at the weekend, and I says to her, "What's the story? Weren't you seeing a lad there a couple of months back? How is that going?"
Right.
And it's always a dangerous question to ask a girl because you don't know how it's going. "Oh, that turned out pretty badly," she said.
Right.
And I was disappointed to hear that. Do you know? Because he was into him at the time. But then she got to telling me what happened.
He joined ISIS. What did he do?
I had no
He
way to
was
start
Richie
this.
Kavanagh's love child.
All right. So she's seeing him anyway, and things are going grand, right? And then things weren't going so grand. You know the way she'd be texting him, and she'd be kind of getting the feeling that something wasn't right.
Right, she
You know-
got that from a text.
The texting, the contact was kind of getting a bit intermittent and whatnot, and he
Right.
wasn't really replying to stuff, and you'd see that he was online, but he wasn't reading the messages.
Oh, that
Okay.
must be
That
painful
sort of
now
stuff.
in the dating game. Oh,
Yeah.
God, they've seen me message. I know I've read it.
Yeah,
That
so
must
there could be 2 or
awful.
3 days before
Yeah.
he'd come back to her. So she was kind of going, "This is shite," but she had a fair idea what was going on. She had met this individual, this man, on Tinder.
Right.
She suspected he was back on the Tinder. Right?
Oh, the dirty devil.
So she decided with a friend of hers to do a little experiment.
Right.
So she went away and got herself a picture of a random girl off the interweb. And got an old phone that she had in the house, put a SIM card into it, and set up a fake Tinder profile.
What you call herself? Straight away, that's what I want to know.
Midge.
I don't-
Wiley Byrne.
In the
Amanda Find.
in the story, she kept,
Amanda Find. She tried to find a man.
in the story she kept referring to the girls she'd set up as your one or the lassie.
Right.
She didn't give me names, right?
Okay.
So she.
Well, maybe she was Chinese, right? You're one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I've on a hump a lot.
That's true. That's true. So anyway, so she set this up fake profile. One picture. So lads, can I ask you, would that be suspicious to start with?
Yeah, apparently from the boys that I know that have been telling me and I've been playing Tinder on their phones, when they've one picture, they go left. Left is wrong, isn't it?
Yeah. She
They
said,
go left all the time.
She
One
said
picture,
that-
not enough.
She said she had one picture up and she put up the kind of the blurb on it, the bit of chat, and she said she knew the type of the girl she put up would catch this fella.
Right.
She hadn't the thing up 30 seconds.
Jesus.
And Matt, she had found him and liked him, right? And 30 seconds later, didn't he swipe right on her?
Way.
On your one, the lassie.
Okay.
Now, so the chat started, right? So your man came on straight, hard and fast and started fight. How are you getting on? Who are you? What's the crack?
Send nudes.
Yeah. All the while, my friend was on her own phone on the WhatsApp to the same fella.
No
So she's
way.
sitting there with the two phones in front of her. She's on one side, she's the new lassie, and on her own side, she's been the nuisance. What's wrong with you? Why haven't you texted me?
The dirty dialogue triangle.
Yeah, just
I hope
dirty
she didn't get the
dialogue
wrong
triangle.
message, the wrong place now.
No, she had that. Apparently, this was planned.
She had this well set up.
because this fella had kind of, I suppose, knocked her confidence a fair bit over the previous week or two or three. Things weren't great. You know?
All men are bastards, Ray.
They are.
All men are bastards.
That's why I married a woman.
So that's why
I
I
would
think,
have sexed that in this, Terry. Honest to God, you're dead right.
that's why my friend said I'm going to try and see, can I catch him at his own game here, because I think I know what's going on. And instantly when he was on Tinder and he was chatting this new one now, she knew it. So in her alter ego as this new fancy yoke, right, she started giving him all the bits of bait that he needed to go for it.
Oh.
And she was pretty much offering it on a plate. And he wanted it.
Right, he was ready to eat.
He was ready.
Right.
That's an awful euphemism.
Come
to
on
use.
now, move on from it, Ray.
Okay. So as soon as they kind of had the deal done that they were going to meet up on the Friday, right? What do you think the fella did? He got back on to my friend and said, look,
The real person.
the real person, and said,
I
look,
can't.
I'll be honest with you, my head isn't in this. I can't be doing this.
No way.
I split up with her there and then. Over the text.
Okay, well.
Okay,
She found out
right?
the truth.
Yeah. So what do you think my friend did on the alter ego? She came back on. She said, right, where are we meeting on Friday? He said, sure, I'll meet you down the pub. No, she says, I will be wined and dined. I want a nice hotel and I want it in Dublin. So she basically turned full princess.
Oh my God.
And she also said, by the way, I hope you don't think something's going to happen on the first night. You're going to have to work for this.
So when she pretended, did she let the cat out of the bag saying, "This is me," and I'm going? And when
Oh
you say
God,
annihilate,
no.
So what
He
you're
was
she
none
made
the
him book a
wiser.
hotel.
He was none the wiser. She basically got progressively more awkward as the evening went on. After first of all giving him a little whiff of something happening.
So she
Then
sent him a smell.
She sent him.
It's a new app you can get.
That is the pinnacle of, we can stop inventing everything, lads. You can send smells. It's done.
She basically got really awkward and then she found a reason to fight with him and essentially left it at that.
Oh, so she said to him, I had to be wine and dined. I want an expensive hotel
Yeah.
in Dublin. He said, I haven't £2 to my name. Go, hey,
something along the
What do you
lines of
think I
that.
am,
Yeah.
Mark
Right.
Kendy?
Yeah.
that is amazing.
Isn't
And
it?
she hasn't told that fella yet.
It doesn't end there.
Oh,
This
You
is
know what
what-
you should do here now is tune in next week. to find out. I think that'd be a dinger.
My friend
man.
decided that there was tremendous crack in this, and she also decided that he had not learned his lesson yet. That one rejection was not enough.
I mean, I've seen Gone Girl, Ray. Are you explaining Gone Girl 2 to me?
No, not.
When is it in the cinema?
She set up another profile with an even better looking young one.
Oh, Jesus.
I know.
She
And
gone well up.
This is a couple of days later. Another profile, one picture again, fool swiped in it straight away.
Oh my God.
And this time she carried on. She had all her homework done. She had the right location, where she's working. The whole backstory was all to a T.
Right.
And she ploughed into it. And eventually then he let on that he had a child.
He let on.
Well, he let on. He says, there was conversation happening between them.
Hold on a second. At what point would anyone pretend? they
Oh
have a
no,
child?
he does have a child.
Oh, he does have a
He
child.
has a child.
Sorry, I thought she was pretending. I said, surely
and
that's
she
not an
knew-
old bit of bait.
She knew this.
Do you like dirty
And she
nappies?
was kind of directing it, as to what, and then eventually he said, "Yeah, no, I have a child. Right, I have a daughter."
Okay.
Instantly she went, "I can't be dealing with kids. I'm
Right.
not looking for that."
And she got rid of him again.
Dropped.
Right. So she.
Couple of days later,
Oh my God.
the other profile. Instantly, one picture, swiped in it again. This time, it was, come here, did you go to school in wherever? And the fella says, oh, jeez, I did. And did you go to this school? Oh, no, I didn't go to that school. Oh, Jesus, I thought we recognised you. Me and the girls were on Tinder here the last night. I thought we recognised you from that particular picture. I thought you were the guy we used to know in school. He says, no, I'm not. Oh, that's okay, so.
And left it at that.
And left it that.
And that is the end.
No.
Oh
Christ.
my
I
God.
presume she was out of work for a few weeks at this stage, was she?
There was one more. She pretended to be a girl from South Dublin, right, who was down in the Midlands, staying in a hotel for work purposes.
She's pound.
And she had a boyfriend. So this is the story she concocted. But she had this kind of a fantasy that she wanted to,
Foot some turf.
get with someone in a hotel room, while down on a work thing down the country.
Okay.
This lady as well was also, she made out that she was a fitness instructor.
Oh,
and she was big
brilliant.
into her body.
Right.
And she loved ripped fellas. And she asked him, like, what are you? He says, I'm a farmer. She's like, well, what do you do to work out? Well, I work on the farm.
Okay.
Right?
She's like, you want to use your imagination there, son?
Yeah, so I presume you're fit though. And he kind of, oh, geez, I am, yeah,
Yeah.
Good strapping lad, and she said, because I wouldn't be into a fella if he's not fit, like. And she ploughed on with it and kind of laid it on the line. I want you to come down to the hotel room on Friday night. The thing about it was, my friend wanted to see him moving, wanted to actually get him in the car and get him driving towards the date. So the Friday night came, there was lots of flirty stuff going back, bit of, all the sexy talk. Sure as hell, she seen the location changing. So she could see that he was moving. Because Tinder has the whole
She can't go
kilometre.
anywhere, man.
So they were on the way down anyway, and the sexy messages were getting more sexier. And eventually, as she could see that he was halfway to the venue, she basically, I can't actually do this. Sorry. He may have mentioned something along the lines of what you would normally say that young ones do
You
be
like
out all
axes?
the time.
What's that?
You know the thing you like people like eating?
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
He may have mentioned something along the lines of that.
Right, so he went for one particular hole.
Yeah. He says, and she immediately went, no, stop, I can't do this. I can't have a sweaty farmer coming into my hotel room, especially one I don't know, wearing wellies, not fit, and wanting to do that to me. I can't do this. And it's over. And just unmatched him straight away. Cut.
Oh, my
gone.
God. That was the last one.
Yeah.
Gosh.
Ray, have you ever turned on channel 126 on your Skybox and watched a television program called Catfish?
A little bit. Every single time this fella came back to my friend after the Tinder dump,
how did you get her so quick every time? Did she match him straight away?
she'd match him and wait for it.
Obviously, buys. I mean, buys are buys, right?
Mm.
Unfortunately, for a lot of buys, they'll kind of be based into a lot of stuff now. And I think he just couldn't, he had tunnel vision.
Yeah.
For his whole life,
Yeah.
probably. I think. Because how would he fall for the same trick 4 times?
He did.
Wow.
4
I mean,
times.
our boys awful idiots. I hate all men. Ray, I hate all men.
It's a
I
single
hate them.
picture every time. Single picture profile every time.
You can just see the movie now. Coming to a cinema soon. Try a little tenderness. One woman, 4 rejections.
Cat
one
fire.
prick.
I just couldn't believe the tenacity of himself and how he kept at it.
Yeah, but I mean,
Is that the reality out there now? Is that what women have to deal with?
Well, I mean, here's the thing. It probably works both ways, that kind of shite now.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It probably does work both ways.
I'm sure it's happening. I mean, that's just one case.
Jeez, you couldn't ask for 3 less qualified men to be talking
I
about
know,
Tinder, in fairness.
but in fairness,
I
it's
know.
sensational creativity by her.
It was. And this was admirable. And everybody that knows about it,
Yeah.
all like, you're wasted in the job you're in because
Yeah.
this is
Yeah,
unbelievable creativity.
unbelievable. I mean, if she could channel that into something proper, like
If I could
She'd
tell
be
you what she
unbelievable.
actually does for a living, like.
yeah, but like if you're standing back, you don't know anyone involved. You're going, Mother of God.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That is unbelievable detail and
No, eventually-
thinking. Like she's
But go on.
No, I was going to say, that just shows you the danger of this crazy... Look, I'm so delighted that I'm not involved in that stuff nowadays, and I love playing Tinder. But really, but the reason I love playing Tinder is because all you can do is laugh at the shite that is on. And...
Hold on now. When you say you play Tinder, is this a gag?
No, it's a game I play.
He plays Tinder.
I
Other
can't
people's
tell you who
phones.
my single friends
Oh,
are.
other people's phones.
He
Like,
will
how
let
do you
me
play
take
that?
their
Okay,
phones
yeah.
because it reminds me of a simpler time when I was
14.
single.
14. Daddy, what's Tinder?
A couple of months later, he came crawling back again.
To the original woman.
To the original
The
woman.
real one.
Hey,
With-
you
with-
said this wasn't finished. That's the best ending of
with
all.
A,
Yeah.
with a message. horny? Question mark.
What's horny mean?
It's when a man loves a woman.
He loves Goldie Hawn.
Sometimes
Sometimes
when a man and woman love each other very
Love each
much,
other very
he says he's horny.
Yeah,
Horny.
exactly.
Goldie
Horny,
Hawn.
horny, horny.
Is that what he actually said?
That's what he texted her, and she
was
just lost the plot. And she opened up on him, and she told him all the crack up to the first girl.
right.
She didn't tell him the other three that she had the crack with.
I'm sure he knows by now.
No,
unless he's
I don't
an
think he did.
ageist.
But anyway, she told him that the first one that she had set up, that it was her friend that had actually done
Did she
it.
say the words the first one, or did she say?
Yeah, because she said the first
I hope
one.
she didn't say that.
Listen, the first one, I don't know about the rest.
Yeah.
You're one in the hotel. That wasn't me, though. I'm telling you.
Yeah,
I only
yeah.
set up one. You remember the fourth one?
I can't believe you thought you were going to get that though. You with the Wellingtons on you, you know.
And come here. Does she feel good inside in herself?
Look, in fairness, part of me actually said to her, I said, at what point do you not sound like a psycho here? She said, no, in fairness, she said that the way he made her feel over the time previous to the first one being set up was cat.
Yeah.
And he
Fish.
had done that.
Catfish.
Literally, yeah. But then she kind of wanted, she didn't necessarily want to get revenge on it. She wanted to try and get him to see that it's not nice doing that to someone.
Yeah.
And that was the whole point.
But-
She was
and-
trying to educate him, especially when he had a daughter.
Yeah.
Do you know?
Yeah.
There's going to be a woman growing up with that fella, like.
Yeah, the thing is that with the way the world has gone nowadays, I mean, that is so easy to do. She said, do you know what? I'd love to make sure this fella knows how bad it feels. Look how easy it is. I'm going to set up 4 profiles, invite him to a hotel in that loan. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like if she'd put all that energy into finding a new fella, she could be happily in a relationship now
Yeah,
again.
that's true.
Also, can I find out what this girl's name is so I can tell all my single friends who are on Tinder, don't react. If someone...
or any of the 4 fake ones.
Yeah,
Yeah.
if you get caught, lads,
You'd
and
wonder how
she
many
invites you
fake
to a
ones-
hotel in that loan.
You wonder how many fake ones are there.
Loads of them. This is what I'm saying. I can't tell you this particular fella's name again, but the guy who lets me play Tinder on his phone, he knows straight away, man. It's like extra vision job. He looks at one, he'll go for a profile, and I'll go,
Yeah.
woo! The chassis on your want, fake. He knows straight away.
Yeah.
Ray, that's one of the maddest stories you've ever told anyone on this show.
Jesus.
I'll tell you what now, you have big up smacked.
Schwetten.
That's a belter, everyone. Tierney, is there anything else that you want to mention before we hit the diff, no?
Well, I suppose to say thanks again to Yi for doing the comedy festival back
Yeah.
in October. It was
Yeah.
brilliant, a great night. That was probably one of my favourite nights to see Yi doing your thing in front of a good crowd now.
Yeah, it was
Brilliant.
unbelievable.
And to keep the ball rolling,
Yeah.
I'm doing a gig with Bernard O'Shea on the 19th of December, a Thursday before Christmas, the last Thursday. And
Lovely.
then we have Andrew Maxwell in February.
No.
Andrew Maxwell's going into the jungle.
He's going
for anyone
abroad
to watch
inside the jungle
Yeah.
with your man,
So
Caitlyn Jenner. You know that fella?
yeah.
He's in it as well.
Is he good in it?
He is, yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
She, he,
It.
that joke. No, I can't call it that joke, Ray. I forgot. You're disgusting, Ray.
Yeah, why did you change your voice like Kendy?
Yeah,
when you
why?
said that?
How did you get me off so perfectly, man, by saying that joke? That's disgraceful stuff. I can't wait to watch it. So he's going to be here in February.
Yeah, and
fresh
like, I'm
out
not
of the
going to do
jungle,
100
man.
gigs a year, and then I'm doing Christmas and then spring, and then by spring I'll know my November festival dates.
Can I
and
ask you a
events,
very
hopefully.
serious question, Tierney?
can.
Are you going to have Kendy Raybo on the comedy festival next year again?
Absolutely. And
What
I
if we
want-
split
and
up
I
in the
want-
meantime?
I
Stop.
want-
You're
If
not-
you
you're not
split up,
taking hits.
we'll
Would you
just
take
find
us a
another.
solo night each?
What?
We do a solo
We'll
night
just
each.
put Bernard O'Shea in there.
Here's a good question for you, boy, right? Let's say Kendy and Raybo split up and we're both like pursuing comedy careers, right?
Yeah.
And you've got one slot left at the comedy festival
Who would
next
you
year.
give it to?
Who do you
gets
give? John
it?
Cleary.
I would the safest.
Next year I really want John Cleary to open the festival on his own because he's so bloody funny.
He is amazing.
And like
Amazing.
everywhere he goes, and he might be doing MC or playing support, and I go, oh God, trust me. And by the way, he's in the Hawksville in January, and I've nothing to do with that gig.
Can I
but
ask you though?
Go see him and
what
Eric
date is
Lawler.
Bernard O'Shea on?
The 19th of December, the last Thursday before Christmas. In
And where
fairness,
is
great
he?
all night in the tremendous event centre, Anderson.
Do you know that's a fierce Christmas present now?
Yeah.
No.
And then if you want to get a Christmas present that they can have on Christmas Day,
Yeah.
you can get an Andrew Maxwell ticket.
No,
Jesus.
or a John
See?
Cleary one for
Yeah,
January.
John Canary's in January with Eric Lawler, two of the best stand-up comedians that maybe not everybody
you're
knows.
nothing to do
but
with that,
they're-
so let's
I've
not
nothing
plug
to
that
do
one.
with it, but like
Yeah.
I like to kind
No,
of say,
let's not talk about that.
Let's
one.
not plug John
That's
Cleary
got
for on our
somebody-
show twice for free.
yeah,
Yeah, fuck John, man.
yeah, in the Hawks of January. The
Listen,
4th.
if I could tell you, Anton, don't bother your arse going to that show in January with John Cleary and Eric Lawler
Yeah. Oh, don't.
in the Hawkswell Theatre.
Come here. You have a shout out to do that you
We-
read.
I've been asked 20 times to give this man a shout out. In fact, so much so that one day he got out of his car, parked it in the middle of the street in
shouted at
Sligo,
you.
and said, "Hey, Come up out of it.
Did he shout out to you?
That was
He
the drug-
shouted out to me, and I said, I shout out to you. His name is Danny McMorrow.
Right.
I want to say a big, massive fair play to Danny McMorrow. Ray, would you like to say a big fair play to Danny McMorrow?
Fair play to Danny McMorrow.
Tierney, he won't give a shite if you say it, so don't bother your
that's
arse.
what
Fair play, Danny Mac.
Danny, man, we love you very much. You're an old friend of the show, and fair play to you.
Do you have another shout out that you have to do?
No.
You do?
Well, who?
A story from Australia, is it?
Story from Australia.
Mark
What-
Was
Story.
there someone in Australia that got engaged? Did I read this in something else?
Up! We have a second shout out. Hello!
Thanks to our researcher there.
More there. Fair play to you for handing in the piece of paper there. Now we were stuck.
My second shout out, Ray.
Second shout out.
We got this message. Will I read out the message?
I'll be honest, read it out because, well, paraphrase it.
I'll try my best to paraphrase it. It's not that long anyway, but it touched Kendy's heartstrings. He started plucking abroad in them on the heartstrings
Go on.
via the internet. Well, lads, Declan Murphy here. Love the show. Some laugh. I live out in Denmark with my woman, Emma
Denmark,
Thomas.
Not Australia.
Huh?
Yeah.
Close enough.
I live out in Denmark with my woman, Emma Thomas. And
I
we
don't
listen.
think it's Thomas. Did you ever hear of a surname called Thomas?
Yeah.
Oh, it could be Thomas.
Yeah, it could be a Welsh rugby player.
I think she's Emma Thomas. That's going to be awkward now if I'm wrong. Go on anyway.
I'll never get through this fucking message.
Well, when do you call anyone with their proper name? So what's the difference?
True. Emma T. Go with Emma T.
I'll never get through this fucking
E.T.
message about you. Go to E.T.
E.T.
Let's go with E.T. I live out in Denmark with my woman, E.T.
Go home. Is that the thing? Go home, is it?
And
I never watched E.T.
and we listen to you every day going to work. We're from Ballycastle. Raybo might remember me as a young buck handing him pints in my uncle's pub, Baccagia House,
I do.
in Ballycastle in his twilight. He put twilight in inverted commas because
That was the band name.
Ray, I'll never fucking finish this message. Lad, if you don't.
How's E.T. anyways? Has she come home yet?
What's the
Listen to
story?
me now.
What's going on in
So
Denmark?
anyway, I just got engaged today beyond in Denmark, and I had to drive 2 hours to where I was going to do it, and I had you on the radio all the way down to ease me nerves. Give us an old shout out there. Yeah, he got very aggressive. Give us an old shout out there.
Capitals.
Love the work, keep it up. Listen, Declan Murphy at ET.
So Declan was going to get
let you
engaged.
phone home the odd time, lads, because you're out there in Denmark.
So Declan,
Hey.
hold on now. So Declan was going down proposing to E.T.
Yeah.
Yeah, all on Declan's
And-
after sending another message. Lads, don't read out that. She's after saying no.
She said no.
But imagine, that's mad though. That the relation doesn't the way down to that big moment in their
Yeah,
lives.
amazing. I hope that for the rest of their lives, even if we and Ray fall out inevitably, that they will have that memory.
To hear that? Inevitably.
Yeah.
Inevitably we will fall. Well, in fairness, you're right. In fairness, we will fall out.
So Declan, she said no, and the next thing he matched a new girl on Tinder.
No, and then she...
Wednesday he smashed another one.
Oh no.
Then he said, "Geez, I can't come to that alone. I'm in Denmark, Australia."
That's very
Listen,
good.
fair play to you, Declan, and fair play to Danny McMorrow. Lad, Tierney, fair play to you as well.
Fair play to you. Thanks for having me. It was great
Trying to
fun.
say fair play to me.
Oh, fair play to you. Sorry, fair play
No,
to
as
you.
a fair play to yourself.
Oh, fair play to me. Yes. I'm too polite, you see.
Yeah, so is that it then so?
That's it, Raybo. Hope
Right,
you enjoyed the
that's
episode.
66 done, dusted. We'll see you next week.
We'll see you next week.
Yeah.
Good luck.
Good luck.